A quick search of Amazon will tell you that the Noah's Ark story is likely the most marketable story in the entire Bible. You can search Noah's Ark on Amazon, as I did, and you can find Noah's Ark playsets, you can find mobiles, you can find Noah's Ark bed in a bag, so you can do your whole baby room in a Noah's Ark theme. There's Noah's Ark puzzles and lamps and cake pans. The reality is, when you think about it, that's bizarre, because we are marketing what has to be the most violent story in the entire Bible. The near genocide of humanity now has become a Wilton cake pan, so you can cook a wonderfully Noah's Ark theme celebrating the genocide at your child's first birthday. A little odd. People are weird. I come back to that. The flood story is one that is shared throughout the ancient Near East. And just like creation, the purpose of the biblical flood story is not to tell or prove to anyone that there was a flood. Everyone who first read that story knew about the flood. It was an accepted thing in the ancient Near East. There were a number of flood stories that had been circulating, a couple that were very interesting parallels to the biblical text. The Atrahasis epic and the Gilgamesh epic both have significant flood stories in them. And in both of them, the creator, the angry God, is going to destroy humanity because it's just so darn noisy. You just can't get any rest at all because humanity is just so loud. The biblical text comes along and says, no, it was because of the wickedness. It wasn't because of the noise. In the ancient Near Eastern stories, birds are released to see if it's safe to go outside when there might be land outside. A sacrifice is offered at the end of the ancient Near Eastern stories. The gods promise to never forget the flood when they receive that pleasant sacrifice from the Noah character in the ancient Near Eastern stories. But it's interesting because in the biblical text, God promises to never forget and never doom the earth with flood again. So it's not just that he's never going to, it's not like the God's going, yeah, remember that time we flooded them? Yeah, that was really something. The God Yahweh promises to remember and never destroy the earth with flood again. Now, on the one hand, that seems like sort of a weird promise. Like God says, I promise to never destroy the earth again with water. He'll come up with something much more creative to destroy the earth now. That's not what he's saying. Remember that the waters are these creation waters, these chaos waters. In the flood story, we almost see a reset of creation. God has decided to reboot creation. He's gotten too many bugs in it up to Genesis 5, and in Genesis 6, we're going to just reboot this thing and see if it fixes the problems that we have going here. In this reboot, God says, look, I'm not doing that again. I'm not going to destroy the earth with water again. I'm not going to uncreate again. I'm not going to let the chaos reign again. I am going to be in this with you until the end. This is a moment of God's commitment to humanity. He's no longer, he's not going to reboot, he's not going to undo us, he's not going to start all over. He is going to stay with us until the end. That is the promise that comes after the flood, and it's truly remarkable and much, much better than what the ancient Near Eastern gods say, and that is that they promise to never flood the earth again. They decide they will control population with wild animal attacks, famines, and plagues. That's what the other gods of the world are promising. The Bible comes along aware of those stories and says, no, that's not what the God promises. Yahweh promises to never give up on humanity. He's going to stay with you all the way to the end of this journey.